The Chaco Canyon collection. I am in love with these earrings. They had me pick one, and Jennifer, you know that's so hard for me because I love your collection. It's been one of my favorites since I arrived here at HSN, and this is so pretty. And the fun part about these earrings is certainly their unique shape and their brilliant size. They're elegant, they're elongated, sort of a soft geometric shape. It's a wonderful sort of triangle shape, but it also reminds me of maybe the shape of a kite or maybe the shape of a sail. Imagine a sail on a water. Isn't that beautiful? And we have two choices for you. The first one is going to be blue topaz, and there is a beautiful, brilliant round blue topaz here right at the top, and that also anchors the beautiful Kingman turquoise below. That's done in that wonderful triangular shape. That's a 13 by 38 millimeter, and those are all fully encased, handcrafted solid sterling silver. Amazing. And then we have the wonderful amethyst, and the amethyst choice comes with the ceremonial green turquoise. So if you are loving that ceremonial green that we showed you earlier, I'm just gonna grab that ceremonial green today special from you one more time, and I'll show you what a nice match that is to the ceremonial green in these earrings. So $119.90 is your price. Quickly, I'll give you the length, and I'll let Jennifer tell you about these. About 2 inches top to bottom. They're brand new this hour, and I think you're getting a lot here for $40 off our regular price. I'm gonna slip one of those on for you. Those are so gorgeous.
I love these because of the geometrical shape that is in it. And the artist in here is Bucky Boleyn. He is Richard Boleyn's son, one of our master silversmiths from Running Bear and Chaco Canyon. Richard Boleyn taught Bucky and Jimson Boleyn, who were cousins, and before Richard had passed away, his son Bucky wanted to honor his memory with each and every piece of jewelry that he made. So before he starts making a piece, he thinks about his father and his memory and how he would be able to honor him. And so with these pieces, he says that he made them in the shape of a moon, like a half crescent moon. And so instead of doing like a nausea type deal or a crescent type shape, he'd rather have something that was eccentric but yet beautiful.
And I like that because sometimes we've seen a lot of the rounder shapes, we've seen a lot of the ovals, and we've seen the heart shapes, but we haven't seen anything like this. And I kind of love them because they have a little bit more of a modern, contemporary feel. They have that geometric shape, but it's not a hard and edgy and industrial modern because the edges are kind of softened. I just think those are just so gorgeous on. I mean, look at that color. I mean, I'm wearing the Kingman Turquoise selection, which is that beautiful, brilliant blue. But honestly, if you're wearing these earrings, no one will be able to take their eyes off of you because that color, it's just so energizing. It's so vibrant. It's so serene. It's that color of the sky. It's the color of the ocean. And I think that's why humans have always been drawn to turquoise, whether it's the Native Americans or the ancient Egyptians. I mean, wherever you go, when they've discovered turquoise, it becomes like a favorite stone.
It's mesmerizing, and especially the way it looks, the different hues of turquoise, the way it feels against you. They say it's got like a soul that wants to be with you, and so a lot of the artisans really take pride in wearing turquoise because they say that that's the stone that gives them strength. And if you happen to see pictures of other Native Americans in old-time photos, the majority, or either some, may have turquoise or either silver or their own type of jewelry, and they wear it, you know, with strength and pride. And so with a piece like this, Bucky did a very good job of honoring his father.
I think so too. And wouldn't you love to be a part of that history? Wouldn't you love to be a part of that livelihood that keeps those Native American traditions alive?
Yes.
And this is certainly going to be a lost art form if we didn't help support these communities.
Yes,
a lot of them are supporting their entire families.
And you have no idea, you're thinking something that is modern, like a modern house, but there are people who are, and artisans who are out there, Navajo artisans who live way out in the bush, who still live in hogans, and they could have between 5 to 8 people in there, the whole family living together, and no electricity or anything, but they'll live within their means, and they'll live off the land out there. And so making jewelry like this that we bring to HSN continues to support the Navajo tradition of silversmithing.
And I think it's so wonderful that we can now share with our children something that's handmade and handcrafted. I mean, there's so many amazing things that are made in factories overseas that are mass produced, but do you have anything that has this wonderful human energy attached to it, that has been this incredible labor of love? When you look at these earrings on, isn't it nice to know when you wear these that you're wearing something that every single stone was hand selected, and then they were cut by hand, they were shaped and polished by hand, and then every single stone also has to be framed in silver, because no two stones are going to be exactly alike. They have this beautiful soft sort of triangular shape, which, by the way, there is a right and a left. I don't know if you've noticed, but you could wear them, you could either wear them with the points facing out, or you could wear them, I suppose, with the points facing in. Do you have a preference, Jennifer?
I like the way you have it right there.
Points facing out? Yeah, I think it's flattering. Maybe it gives you the cheekbones you never had, or the jawline you always wanted. I mean, that really does make a difference when you wear a great pair of earrings. Now, I do want you to know these are both going very, very quickly. This is my pick of the hour. If you could do one other item besides our today's special, it's one of the most affordable items in their entire collection. And if you have pierced ears, it's one size fits all. Anyone can throw these on and go. Now, Orshi is wearing the ceremonial green, which is this beautiful, soft, pale, almost like a teal green with a little bit of mint. I'm going to share this with you up close. We only have about 100 left if you want the ceremonial green. Now, just to put this in perspective, I'm holding one of the ceremonial green turquoise choices in our today's special. So notice that no two stones will look exactly alike, but the matching between the earrings will be spot on, and the matching between the stones in our today's special will also be perfectly selected and sorted. So that's the magic of turquoise. Because, I mean, as the vein moves throughout the mountain, the colors change and they ebb and they flow. And the matrix also changes, that wonderful sort of brown veining, which lends its sort of unique fingerprint to every piece. And I just think that's what makes these so lovely.
I like it, and especially like the way you say, many people have different preferences of the matrix that go in between the turquoise.
Oh, they're so cool and so cute. I mean, imagine if you have your hair up, you've got a short hairdo, you're just having a bad hair day, no one's gonna be looking at your hair, they're gonna be looking at those gorgeous earrings. By the way, they're really lightweight and comfortable, and with solid sterling silver, you can never go wrong. I think you're gonna